Values alignment is a waste of time. Why is aligning values a waste of time? It sounds like a great place to start when you're looking for a partner or a workplace or somewhere to have impact. Values are your ideas about the way the world should be and what matters to you. And they change regularly. The things that matter to you and the way that you express those are going to change. And that's fine. You know, when you have a child, your values change. You start to care more about what matters to this other human. And when you're with somebody else, that matters too. So values change. Trying to line them up with someone else whose values are always constantly changing is very difficult. One of the other things that makes values very hard to rely on is that you can tell people your values, which means you can sort of say whatever you want whenever you want. And we know lots of people that do this. They say they value something and you go, oh my God, I value it too. And then later on you find out that actually in practice you're poles apart in the way that you express those values. To get some consistency in the way you express your values and at the same time build an ability to rely on yourself and build resilience internally, you need principles. And the principles are the rules that we make about how we act in order to express our values. If you value health and fitness and your expression of that is to lift heavy weights every day, and I value health and fitness and my expression of that is to run every day, we're actually never going to be able to spend any time together or do that together, even though we're values aligned. Whereas if I want to train every single day because I value health and fitness, and someone else doesn't value health and fitness so much but values aesthetic looks, but that means that they train every day as well, we'll actually be able to see each other every single day. And that principle alignment, the what we do, is actually where we can connect much more regularly and on a much deeper level and much more consistently than the why we do it. Whereas people who have the same values but express them very differently, they have different principles, find it very difficult to meet in the middle. In the States, we have a perfect example of this happening right now where everybody agrees that children should be able to go to school and be safe and gunmen shouldn't be coming to school and we shouldn't be allowing an environment where children get shot at schools to occur. The values are the same across the country. I think you find it very difficult to find someone in America that doesn't think that kids should go to school and be safe. But the principles, the rules, the way that people want to act in order to prevent that are poles apart. So if you can change your values and you can tell people your values and you can actually tell people your principles as well, really. You can change your principles, but they don't mean anything if you change them all the time. What matters after that? Well, character is the most important thing to look at after that. How do we be the person that we want to be? Work in a place that we want to work or be in relationships that, are successful or that fulfill us. Well, you have to look at character. And character is something you can't tell people about. You can't tell people what your character is. Character is the strength to which you adhere to your principles. So how committed are you to doing the things that express your values? If I say that helping people matters to me and I never help anybody, then what's the point of saying you value helping? It doesn't mean anything. If my principle is then to help people regardless of what's going on, then my character can only be built by sticking to that principle. And you build more character, the harder it is to stick to that principle. So training on the days you don't feel like it, helping people out when it's a bit of an inconvenience, being nice and being friendly to people when you're actually in a bad mood and you don't feel like it is far more character building than only doing those things when you feel good and when you have time. It's good to do them when it's easy, but it doesn't really build character. We know that people build character in the face of adversity, but it doesn't have to be like a global adversity. It can just be building character in moments where you're challenged to live your principles. And the more that you live your principles, the stronger your character gets. And when you have a strong character and it's based on what you're doing every day, you don't need to tell anybody what your character is. Other people will do it for you. You don't need to tell people what your character is because they can see it in your actions, in the way that you live your life. And that is the most important thing that you can look at to get aligned, where what they do matters as much as what they say they're doing. We see values without principles and principles without actions and a scarcity of character everywhere that we look. So if we start to shift our mindset into looking for character-led people and people who live their values through a set of principles that they're consistent with, even in the face of adversity, it's not enough to simply say that we value being nice, that we value people caring, that we value working hard, or that we value fitness, or that we value education. We have to talk more about the hows and we need to hold people accountable to those to build strength of character across all of our institutions. So values alignment is a waste of time. Get started, get those principles happening, start living them, and build that character. And don't forget, you matter, I care, and just be nice.